The Flyers take care of business in the Scott Laughton game against the Detroit Red Wings. They score of 4-1. I was fortunate enough to be at that game. What a moment for this team. What a moral victory. What a vindicating moment for Scott Laughton. And just what an awesome time to be a Flyers fan. This was everything you could really want out of this kind of game. We had seen the team in the past couple of weeks play a little bit down to competition when they play bottom of the standings teams like the Red Wings. We had that weird dicey game against Chicago that thankfully we came out on the other side of. That game against Utah was pretty ugly. So we've seen them go down this road before, especially when returning back home from a road game that they played really well in. I think all of us were nervous when that first period was pretty wishy-washy. This is a very positive game. Obviously, we're all really happy about it, but we do have to be a little bit honest with ourselves. That first period, they hadn't really gotten their footing yet. We're lucky that 𝐊𝐊 absolutely stood on his head the entire game. I think that this was his best NHL start to date. But other than him, you could really just feel the team, missing chances, being hemmed in their zone a little bit too much, giving the Red Wings a little bit too much time and space. Thankfully, the Red Wings are not that great of a hockey team, so they never capitalize on those chances. And in the second period, we started to see things click a little bit more. We started to see more pressure. We started to see a little bit more feistiness from the team. You got to see Matvei Michkov spar with Alex DeBrincat, which was hilarious. You got to see Michkov attempt a Michigan, which I almost lost my mind from that alone. And you saw an absolute missile from Scott Laughton on a breakaway that he just slams past Cam Talbot, who had a really great game. I think a lot of people should give credit to how well Cam Talbot is playing on this depleted Red Wings team. He really stood on his head. He robbed Michkov. He had a really great save on, I think it was Joel Farabee in the second period as well. So he was playing really well, but we got up 1-0 in the second period from an absolute dart from Scott Laughton. And then in the third period, we kept the momentum going. We kept pushing. We kept the pressure forward. And Michkov takes that penalty, actually, in the third period, going after DeBrincat, and then him responding, and then Michkov and inevitably taking the penalty. You get a short-handed 2-on-1 from Travis Konecny and Scott Laughton. And Scott Laughton absolutely buries it once again off a huge feed from Konecny. That connection is back on the penalty kill. They were super dangerous last year. They hadn't had a lot of opportunities like that this year on the penalty kill, but they got one in this game and they capitalized on it. Red Wings were giving back more pressure. They showing a little bit more of a fight. 𝐊𝐊, again, standing on his head throughout the entire third period. You get they get a goal pretty late off of a tip in front. You hate to see it for 𝐊𝐿's sake, just because he was playing so well, but the team looks tired. They look a little bit depleted. It looks like we may go down that dicey road again of overtime and the other team tying it up, and toss. It could be a toss-up of if they come away with the victory here, if they feel good leaving the Wells Fargo Center tonight. And then Scott Laughton, our savior, responds with a hat trick. He gets a feed from Noah Cates and scores, and the Wells Fargo Center erupted. I really think it is a testament to how much Flyers fans appreciate Scott Laughton as a player, and it couldn't have happened to a better guy. It was a great moment for him. And then not even a minute later, Scott Laughton puts it in an empty net. Once again, you see him try to pass it over to Hathaway, but Hathaway was having none of that. He passed it right back to Laughton, and he has himself a 4-goal game. What a crazy ending. What a great way to cap off this victory. It is the first Flyers 4-goal game in 22 years, which is insane. Again, couldn't have happened to a better guy. Couldn't have been a better game for him to do that in. And this team continues to win and be impressive. My 3 stars of the night are obviously going to go to Scott Laughton, Alexei Kolosov, and Cam Talbot for playing really well on the other end. So your final score is 4-1 Flyers over the Red Wings, the Scott Laughton game.